Hello everybody, welcome back to WhatCulture Gaming, and we have some juicy news for you this morning. My name is Rach. Rachel, Howie.
Howie now? Did you almost forget your own name for a second there,
It's like, my name is Rach. Yes, and I do have a surname. Joined today by the lovely, the fluffy, the kind of rapping Newcastle United.
In the way that the stripes, I will give you that. Kind of repping a football team. Might be Newcastle, might be someone, might be my own, for all you know.
Well, this is Josh Brown.
Hiya.
I realised I didn't actually say your name there. No. So I'm from the cross room, and I thought, Newcastle United? No, maybe?
No,
but yes, first piece of news is about the PS5. So the PS5 sort of like stealth dropped.
Yeah, I know.
Out of nowhere. While I was
keeps talking about. Yeah, Rach, you actually missed this.
Yeah. So go on, Josh Brown, take it away.
Well, obviously, Mark Cerny has been doing all these interviews with Wired, and now we know about the specs, but no one's kind of seen firsthand what a PS5 game looks like until now, because the former magazine editor of GameFan was discussing that they saw a next-gen open-world game in development for the Xbox Scarlett and the PS5, apparently running on a PS5 dev kit behind closed doors, and had nothing but amazing things to say about it. We don't know what the game is, but I'm going to reel off a few quotes here. This is over on Reset Era, which is very, reliable. It's where a lot of devs and industry people get together and, just hash out, industry content. But they said, and I quote, "It has the very best real-time graphics I've ever seen." Real-time meaning, it's not just a kind of tech demo or a graphic showcase. This is something that is playable, at least in their eyes. And they also said, quote, "To be clear, in terms of scope, lighting, and environment dynamics, Red Dead Redemption 2 or The Last of Us 2 aren't even in the same time zone as this," which is crazy, because I've been going through Red Dead Redemption 2 really recently, and that game still blows me away. I don't know how Rockstar did it. It has the best skybox I've ever seen in my entire life.
Because I was thinking this. We were talking about this ages ago, before PS5 was even confirmed, and we were like, do we need PS5? Can games look any better than this?
Apparently, yes. So.
Oh, that's so exciting.
And they had
awesome.
a few more things to say, mostly about the shadows. They were talking about how good just this random bush looked. Apparently, it was sort of swaying in the wind. And
I love the look of a good bush.
I knew you were going to go there, Rach. I try to keep it PG. I try to keep it very innocent.
Hey, I just like trees,
Gaming. You just like trees? So do I. So does this person who said that the shadows on the trees, and this might not sound all that mind-blowing, but the idea that you can render perfect shadows on a bush that has 100 branches and a bunch of leaves while it's swaying in the wind. It's those little details that sort of add to the immersion I always find in games. That's why, for me, Red Dead Redemption 2 is so good, because it's so intricately detailed down to the smallest thing, and if those things look believable, then the wider whole only benefits. But yeah, apparently it looked really good. The game itself was only running between 25 to 30 frames per second, but that's kind of expected, because we're well over a year before any of these games even hit shelves, so hopefully that'll be optimized by the time the game comes out. But apparently, it all just sounds really good. You should go and check out the actual forum post, where there was a lot more swear words, a lot more enthusiasm than I can, talk about on YouTube, sadly, but it all sounds really cracking, and I can't wait until we finally get to see it with our own eyeballs and be blown away just as much.
Oh yeah, definitely looking forward to hearing more. So that was on Reset Era. No doubt you've seen a little clip of it whilst we've been talking. Next piece of news, because I was thinking there, what game could that be? What game are they looking at that looks this good? And the next, one of the biggest games that's coming out soon that I thought, this game's gonna look really good, is The Outer Worlds.
Yes.
But
oh no buts. I'm looking forward to this game, Rach.
If you are a Sony fanboy,
I am.
It is not going to look that good, because they've actually come out and said that The Outer Worlds is going to look best on the Xbox One X. There's been a lot of kind of Microsoft and Outer Worlds kind of play here, because it is going to be on the Game Pass as well. But they have come out and said that it's going to be in 4K on the Xbox One X, but with no graphical improvements for the PS4
You know what? Tragically, this does sort of make sense. Like you said, Obsidian Entertainment, who are producing and developing the game, they have been bought by Microsoft, so it makes sense that not only will it come out on the Games Pass, but it will be enhanced for the Xbox One X. The fact that there's no sort of enhancements for the PlayStation 4 Pro, though,
it's a bit of a sting.
Especially when they're already, you assume the assets and stuff are made. Why hasn't that transferred over? I don't know. It kind of sucks for me, because I am not going to use my Games Pass subscription to, play it on Xbox. I was going to buy it outright but now I'm second guessing it. It is, maybe that's what they want. Maybe they want people like me who own both consoles to second guess which one they're going to buy it on and go with the one that has the more, more bells and whistles.
Yeah, no, exactly. I think it is a good thing, unfortunately, for Sony fanboys. I don't personally own an Xbox One X, and this would not be a game like that would single-handedly get me to buy an Xbox One X.
Yeah.
I think it's aimed at people who maybe already have both consoles, and it's going to like shift and make them buy on the Xbox over the PlayStation. For sure.
So, I mean, that's two things the Xbox, version has. It has a Games Pass. If you already bought that for Gears of War, then you can essentially get, this for free. Games Pass is great. I feel like we've done so many videos on it because it is so good. It's converted so many people in the office to its subscription service because it is amazing. But yes, it looks like PlayStation players will be left in the cold, at least at launch, in terms of, those extra enhancements, which does kind of suck.
I mean, it could be worse. It's still going to be 1080, and it's still going to be a great first-person RPG.
That's true. I mean, visuals aren't everything, even though we have just gone on about the PlayStation 5. Rach.
It is coming out on Switch, so yeah, visuals aren't everything.
Yeah,
what were you going to say? And I rudely interrupted with my Nintendo evangelism.
You did. I was just going to say, if The Witcher 3 can come out on Switch, maybe it'll be fine. Maybe
I haven't checked that out. Yeah, it's probably very bad.
Somewhere in the ether, Scott Tilford is probably playing it and posting his thoughts
just loving
everywhere.
Himself. Just yes.
Rich, you do have some new game announcements for me, though.
Yes, I do. So, hey, do you know Riot Games?
Kind of.
Riot Games.
But
they've had one game.
They've had one game.
So Riot Games, if you didn't know, are the guys that have had League of Legends for the past 10 years. Literally a decade. They've been the most successful company, I think, to ever have one game. But now they've announced that there's going to be more games. There's going to be some League of Legends spin-offs, which is lovely for people like me who love everything about League of Legends apart from League of Legends. So there's going to be a fighting game, 2D fighting game, which is kind of cool. Street Fighter League Edition.
Starring all the characters from League of Legends.
Just give me Jinx punching people. I just love her so much. She's the one with the blue hair.
Oh, okay.
So there's going to be a 2D fighter. There's also going to be a card game.
Yeah.
Spin-off card games, I mean, look at Gwent and Hearthstone. Like, spin-off card games are good, man. So looking forward to hearing more about that. And there is also going to be an animated series, obviously not a game, but it's a League spin-off that people like me can enjoy, so I'm excited.
Yeah, obviously our editor was talking about this as well and how much he was looking forward to it, which sounds really cool. But the one I'm looking forward to, perhaps unsurprisingly, is the Project A first-person shooter.
I left the best for last.
First-person shooter, not set in the League of Legends universe, which, appeals to people like me who never really got into the League of Legends hype and hasn't really kind of followed it. I've known that it's like sort of this big, major kind of, game that's survived for so long and only prospered. But the fact that sort of Riot Games as a whole isn't just relying on their laurels and kind of, seeing this game into the next decade, but instead trying to branch out both in universe and out of universe, because they've courted a lot of really interesting and talented developers over the years. Just they haven't actually released anything until now. But this all sounds really cool.
Well, I mean, League of Legends is massive, especially over in the East. It's literally got 8 million players daily, and the success of this game over the past 10 years has allowed Riot Games to have the luxury of time.
Yes.
So they've had all this time to procure all these amazing, really talented developers and idea men and women, and they're getting stuff done. But yes, so it's going to be a shooter. It's going to be a team hero-based shooter, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And it's not set within the League of Legends universe. So looking forward to hearing more about Project A.
I hope that it's going to be just as sort of polished and as dedicated as League, because they mentioned in the interview, obviously people have been wanting to know more about these games, and the executives have been saying part of the secret sauce of working on League and making it so good was that they only had focused on one game at that point. They had focused all their efforts on making that as good as possible. So hopefully they keep that quality control going into these other projects, which you assume they would, because they, like we said, they've got a lot of talented developers there. But Rach, because we can't finish a WhatCulture Gaming news without talking about microtransactions, I've got some news for you in regards to the Avengers game coming out early next year. I promise it's actually...
I feel so guilty.
It's all right now. It's actually okay, because it's not going to be, at least from what we know so far, as aggressive or as horrible as it might have been. The executives at Square Enix have actually got out, and they've talked about it before, about how the microtransactions are only going to be cosmetic only. They're going to be separate. They're going to be pay to win. And the fact that they're talking nothing about them at all is an interesting shift in direction, because we know with sort of Infinity Ward and Activision, it took a real sort of twist of the arm to get them to even mention or allude to what their plans were. These guys are getting out, months before launch and just sort of laying the cards on the table, and they have said that, quote, "It is important to know that you can earn lots of outfits in-game by just playing, but you can also go to a marketplace and buy some, and those are separate. You can't ever earn what you can buy, and you can't ever buy what you can earn, so you have two different pathways when you go to get these custom looks for your characters." This was from a developer, Scott Amos, actually the studio head of Crystal Dynamics. God, get my studios right, Josh. Who was speaking at PAX Australia. Interesting decision.
I love it.
I quite like it as well.
I love it. I think this is how it should be done.
Yeah, yes. Keep them separate. Make it so you can earn lots of things in game, and if you want, you can buy extras on top. This is what used to happen with games like Arkham City, which had all of its costumes as DLC. They weren't even it wasn't even microtransactions back then. It was just separate DLC that you could buy if you wanted to. But hopefully, my only worry, of course, is that they keep all the super duper cool ones to be, purchasable, and just throw you the crap ones to get unlock again. But that's just me being cynical and being in this industry for too long, I guess.
Naturally. I mean, you would assume that's how they would do it, but then you would see some. Oh, well, hang on.
Come on.
It's not even online.
Well, it kind of is though, because here's the thing, Rach. The messaging for this game has been all over the place, because it's a single-player experience when you play the story mode, but it also has a games as service multiplayer mode where you can play side missions and other modes with other friends. And it's weird. I don't really know how it's going to work. They've been kind of going back and forward on it, but I assume the outfits would, cross over on both experiences.
Okay, I'm not against it. If it turns out that it's just for single-player modes, I'm not buying them.
Yeah, okay, fair.
If it turns out they work online and I can show them off, I mean that changes things. You will obviously get the people, like, if you see someone with a skin that, they've obviously bought, like, would you judge that person? Would you be like, oh, look, you spent money? Like,
of course not,
you look cool, but, like, you spent 69 pence on it, like.
Absolutely not. I mean, I'm someone who bought the Batman car in Rocket League, so I don't have a leg to stand on, You spend your money how you want to spend your money, but it's interesting that, they are keeping them separate. Hopefully they won't be included in loot boxes or anything like that. And they are being clear on the messaging, at least so far. So as long as they don't mess it up and pull a 180 near launch, this is, I don't like loot boxes, I don't like microtransactions in general, but if they're going to be in the game, this is how you do it. Hopefully this will set an example going forward. But I want to know what you guys think down in the comments below. Are you looking forward to the Avengers game? Are you looking forward to the new titles coming from Riot Games? Have you gotten excited for the PlayStation 5 thanks to this brand new information? And will you be buying the Outer Worlds on the PlayStation 4 or the Xbox One? Either way, can you let us know down? Oh, PC. I always forget PC. I'm so sorry. Here is Rachel Howie representing Nintendo and the entire PC fan base. Thank you so much. Let us know down in the comments. As always, I've been Josh, joined by Rach.
Yes.
Oh, Howie.
I was like... You were like, I've been Josh Brown, joined by Rach, who sometimes has a surname. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Have an awesome day, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Goodbye for now.
Bye. Goodbye.
Goodbye for now.
Goodbye for now.